You will know. Troubled heart, you'll know. Every life has reason, for I made it so. Oh, oh. Mm-mm. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome to the Mental House. I am your host, Khadijah. Ooh, you know, today just solidified it for me, family, that what I talk about, because when I really started the channel, I really just decided to have a place to dump stuff. Even with the a blog talk show, it was called the Mental House. For really, it was a sarcastic pun um, for just drop your crazy stuff right here. But the more I think about it, and the more I'm bringing information, the more I see just how needed it is. Today was one of those days where I just knew something clicked to me. It was an aha moment. Um, and the first one, even though it ended well, it didn't start off very good at all. And I want to give a shout out to the Milwaukee Fire um, Department and also the police department. As I was at the lakefront today, a lady, and she had a small child with her. I don't know if it was her child. I assumed it was her child. Um, and she walked into Lake Michigan. I mean, I don't know what could have been so terrible in this woman's life that she would just want to end it all for herself and then end it for the baby too, which was, ooh, that would have been cruel. He had no. Anyway, God blocked it. It didn't happen. The Milwaukee Fire and Police Department came out and I think they resuscitated the individuals. They found a little boy maybe 3 or 5 feet off the shore and a woman maybe a little further. But they drug him in and resuscitated him and took him to the hospital. And from what I'm hearing, they are in stable condition. So again, I want to give a shout out to the Milwaukee Fire and Police Department for being there on time, right away, to make a difference in those people's lives. You know, so I knew that that is some mental shit going on right there. Anytime you walk into the lakefront with a baby, um, something was going on in this woman's life, in her mind, in her spirit, in her heart. It just wasn't right, and I don't know, of course, and it hasn't come out yet what the situation is. I just know I'm starting to observe more and more craziness, and I'm starting to observe more and more people's mental health, and a lot of women's inability to defend themselves because emotionally they don't think that they're worth it or they deserve it, and this has nothing to do with the lady that walked into the water. It was another story because I was in the store today and this guy kept walking in and out the store, walking around, and he made me uncomfortable. At first, I thought he was going to rob the store, and come to find out, this is a pretty upscale store. Okay, it's not that many black people work in the store. Okay, and now once I saw what was happening, because I got a little nervous, and so did some other people that was in the store, and I think they were getting ready to call the police. But whatever he was doing, he was threatening his girlfriend who was working in the store behind the cash register. He was intimidating her, trying to either cause her to leave work, cause her to lose her job. And I'm saying to myself, now here she is trying to make money, and here he is being an asshole. Why is you bringing this shit up into her job? That's a whole nother story. Mental shit. Wait, this is just what I encountered, and then I got to, that was just like led me right into the grand finale. A couple years ago, I decided I was gonna make a concerted effort to meet my neighbors within maybe a 2 block radius. So when I go for a walk, I'm speaking to people, and how long have you lived in the neighborhood, or yada 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 yada. Well, I struck up a pretty you know just not I won't say a deep friendship, but an in passing friendship with a neighbor who has two older children and a group of, and then four of them from the ages of maybe 9 on down. So once in a while, we may go over. I might go over there while I'm walking. If I'm walking a dog, she has a dog as well, and sometimes I go over there and I'm drinking tea, or she's drinking, a beer or something, and a coffee or whatever. Um, so, but that's about the gist of our friendship. We don't go out, we don't hang out, or anything like that. Okay, this is some shit definitely for the mental health. So as she's getting her trusty beer, we sitting out because it was a very nice day today, and she was going to go and get her beer, and I'm drinking my trusty tea. I'm drinking right now. Um, and anyway, as when she went into the house, her neighbor came out and just went right in at me. And when I say right in at me, she, I think I might have saw her a couple times prior to today. Maybe once moving the groceries in, and maybe once she was on the porch getting the mail or something. We spoke, but I don't know her. And she took this opportunity when she saw me out there in the yard alone to ask me, did I know what happened be- with this woman's oldest daughter? Because she has an older daughter and an older son, and the older daughter has a baby. Okay? And I've always heard from my friend that, her kids, the older kids, even though they were raised by her husband, they kind of resented as they got older the fact that they felt like he made a difference. And I know that can happen in families, and I was just hoping that there was an opportunity for me to, um, you know, maybe on the slide slip her some information about, um, how it affects children when they feel that they've been, a scapegoat or favorite, been played favorites on. So it was something that I thought I was going to get, to maybe opportunity to say that. But of course I didn't, because this neighbor comes out and she goes, "Did she tell you what happened? Did she tell you about, why her daughter has a baby?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But it just took me off guard. It happened so fast. And then she goes, "Oh, she did. So she told you her husband is the baby's daddy?" Boom. Okay. I felt like she had just spewed a bunch of vomit on me while my friend was in the house, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And I was like, "What? Why would you? What? What?" I didn't know, it was just so incredible. And she was very angry about it. Like, she's still angry about it. Like, it just happened. And so obviously she has passion about it, and she didn't care. So when my friend came outside, she looks at her neighbor and she goes, "Oh, you over here running your mouth." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what am I in the middle of? Some shit that should definitely be up here in this mental house. Not in the neighborhood. They should be right here dumping this crap, because this woman is still living with this man who they are given a very semblance in the neighborhood of a very, very ideal couple, a very beautiful couple. And this man has impregnated his stepdaughter, and the mother kicked her daughter out when the father impregnated. And no wonder those kids come by and want to jump on her. I mean, no wonder. I didn't get a chance to say none of this because I was so repulsed by the whole conversation that I just was like, listen. So when she came outside and she began to say, I don't know why you don't mind your own business. And every time my friends come over here, I said, listen, you ladies, both of this was totally inappropriate for you to tell me. And it's bothering you. Obviously, you should have called the police. Secondly, my friend, I almost said her name. I am repulsed by the information that I just got, and I know this must be difficult for you, but it's 5 times more difficult for your daughter. And right now, I don't know what to say, and I just don't know how to handle this. So I'm going to remove myself. I got in my car, and Lord have mercy, I just went down the road, and actually, I just cried because I'm so sick of this craziness. I really am. Um, One of the most sharpest people I know, um, would have been, that is. And I think that the most devastating thing in how she's killed a lot of relationships with a lot of people who have loved her and been friends with her because she is a very beautiful and a very um, she can be a very beautiful person, and she'll go to the job. The same thing happened to her. Her mother didn't protect her, and her whole life has been a series of shame, guilt, uh, and she's developed all kinds of personality disorders because of it. Um, I got to keep coming back to the mental house because there's a lot of stuff out here that people really need to dump, and there's more room out than in. And I want to say this: if anybody is experiencing that in their household, where you know, your somebody is molesting you or doing something like that to you, you don't have to put up with that. You do not, and I know that it's difficult to even talk about, but that is something that that is not right, and it needs to stop. And you are not wrong, and somebody is taking advantage of you, and it needs to stop by any means necessary. So I just wanted to share that with y'all this evening. And hopefully y'all leave some comments. So you see, I'm shaking. I've had a hell of a day today. I really had my bell ring. Ding, ding, dong, dong, ding. My bell has been rung today. Do you hear me? Okay. So, please, like what you hear, subscribe, and I will see you next time in the mental house. All right? Bye-bye.